Good morning, folks. So welcome back to the channel. Today is actually my last day in Florida. Been here a very short while, but I thought today we could focus more specifically on the bike I'm on, the Royal Enfield 500 Classic. So it's an EFI model. It's I think it's like 27 horsepower. And it's just shy of 200 kilos, it's about 196 kilos, somewhere there. It's quite a heavy bike for that kind of power, but being a big 500 single, there's quite a bit of torque there, so it still gets you about okay. Yeah, I think once we get on the road, we'll have a bit more of a chat about the performance and the way the bike behaves and various things, but yeah, for the most part, pretty good. It is very raw. It is essentially what you what you expect from this. It's truer to a classic motorcycle than most of these, what you would call a modern classic. They made it up to 2020, I believe. So yeah, something quite remarkable for it to stay as true to a classic motorcycle as it has. It's got a number of options on it. Namely the pannier bags and the seat, which is surprisingly comfortable. The springs definitely make the difference there. The riding position, really comfy. I'm a little bit long in the leg for it, I think. My knees end up somewhat high on the tank, but for the most part, nothing to complain about. Quite a lot of vibration, but we'll talk about that on the road as well. In terms of looks, I think it's a cracking looking bike. Just a little bit too much on there for me. If I was ever going to go for one, the usual philosophy of strip it down. I mean, that exhaust just doesn't need to be that big, does it? On a 500 single. And I'm not overly a fan of the post-war era imagery. I get why they've done it as part of the look of the bike, but I'd be doing away with all that front end, put something a bit lighter on, some alley rims, you know, basically turn it into a scrambler. But yeah, for what it is, it's pretty impressive, gotta say. So let's get on the road and we talk about it some more. We're going to try the kickstart. Oh yeah, straight away, check that out. That was a genuine first kick as well. That would have been so smooth if I'd have remembered to do my helmet up, wouldn't it? Never mind. Right, so where are we heading today? The bag's done up. So today, first protocol, I need to go to Walmart, of all places. And I need to go to Walmart because it seems I have lost the luggage tags that was in my travel documents that Emily kindly sorted out for me. I don't know how I've lost them, but they aren't there. So we're going to head to Walmart. Get some of those, and then we'll be making our way back across Tampa Bay again, and we're going to be shooting for Treasure Island. You know, never know, might find some gold. The weather is particularly nice today. It's been cloudy. Well, most of the time I've been here, it absolutely bucketed down and soaked me yesterday, so we're hoping for better today. I can say, on idle, quite smooth, quite nice. I could be tempted by one. They're, as I said, 196 kilos, 97 kilos, no, quite manageable. I don't really know the torque figure on this bike, but it does seem to have enough up and go. I wouldn't want to do any long distance on it. You feel like you're wringing its neck, but for the power it has got, it doesn't seem too bad. Here we go. See what she got. 50 mile an hour already. Not a great deal to complain about. Always this one. Not this one. It's this one. Around here, turn is quite nice. I'd say for a little beater around town kind of thing, more than ample. It's got a cool look to it. I at the bike night last night down at Burt's Barracuda. A hell of a lot of compliments. It's got a good look to it. It's a nice colour. Complemented with the brown, but I think because it's very different to what most people were riding, different, it's perceived as attractive as well, I suppose. I would be very interested, to be honest, to ride the new BSA now, because I've got a feeling this is more, they've priced it against the Interceptor. I've been speaking to a few people about that lately. I get the feeling with the power output, the single cylinder, obviously Royal Enfield have stopped making this now. They do the 411 Scram and the 350 Classic is their latest, but I think this is probably a lot more comparable to the BSA. I don't think these were that expensive new. You certainly could pick one up on the second-hand market. Relatively cheap, you know, your £3,000 mark, somewhere there, maybe a bit less. So it's a tall order. I mean, I know with the BSA you get a brand new motorcycle, but if you're going to spend the best part of £6,500 and you're in that market, surely you'd buy an Interceptor. And if you're happy second hand, it's got to be a Triumph all day long. The build quality is just much superior. So I think BSA are really, obviously it's a struggle because they've developed a new engine with I think it's AVL, but this would be a tough cookie to beat in this market, because if you want something that is a single cylinder, no frills type affair, it's got to be the bike for you at this price point. The engine is proven, they built it for so long. I think this with the EFI was like 2008 right through to 2020, so, you know, 12 years. It's simplistic, still got a kickstart. This is the kind of thing you're looking for. Yeah. It's a cool little bike, it really is. Suitably impressed. There are obviously some things that I'm reserved against, namely peg position and seat position. It's a bit small for me, my knees above the tank, but then again, that sort of stuff is workable. I can appreciate the post-war styling, but it's not my cup of tea. It all just looks cumbersome and heavy and extra stuff you're carrying for no reason, but no reason you couldn't take all that off. It's all stuff that's changeable. Likewise, the switchgear doesn't feel the most premium. It's better than what I saw on the new BSA, but same again with that. If you're handy with a pair of side cutters and some connectors, functionality is fairly basic. I'm sure you can make the Triumph units work on one of these. But it's low centre of gravity, relatively light. I love the sound of a single cylinder, so that's down to personal preference, I think. But the biggest thing for me was with a bike down at 27 horsepower. I think Hitchcocks do a cam kit for it, so you could pep it up a little bit, but it seems to have plenty of torque. I just want to lighten it, get all the, not rubbish, because it appeals to some people, but I'd like just to, you know, simplify it. The biggest thing for me is that exhaust. I mean, that's ridiculous. But one of these with a nice high level exhaust on it, small little 5 3/4 headlight, and some John Tickle style headlamp brackets, and maybe even the front end out of the 865 Bonnie, or something even lighter, to be fair. I could certainly do something with one of these. I just don't know whether this would be the better starting point, or whether it would be the 535 Continental GT. Whether that's a better option, because the frame is a bit more appropriate. But if you wanted to build a classic style scrambler, slightly smaller alloy tank on this, lighten the exhaust up. Right. Potential for days, really. It's so light. I really thought 197 kilos with this engine would be quite a disappointment, but in actual fact, far from it. One thing I do have to get used to, and I've watched a number of videos just to be sure, there is so much in the way of noise. You can hear the combustion noise ringing, and quite rattly, but I think that's just part of it being a very, very old design. Well, not design, very old style motor. My word. That's a real fire truck. Welcome to America, people. Welcome to America. Look at that. It's a busy day at Walmart. That's cool. Check that out. What a place. So tempted by the leopard skin luggage labels. That might help you now. There we go. Not happy when warm, it seems. Whew. Yes, there is an electric start button.